Are you looking for the best gaming controllers? In this video, we will look at some of the 7 best gaming controllers on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Sony DualSense Controller. It might be tempting to look for a third-party controller for your PS5, but there just isn't one that beats Sony's own DualSense. On top of its slick design that matches the eye-catching console, it's packed with some of the most innovative features of any controller on the market. The three-dimensional rumble gives you haptic feedback in different places on the controller based on what's going on in your game. The adaptive triggers have adjustable tension, which developers can use to make it a little tougher to pull the triggers for moments that require more effort from your characters. This is an immersion maker at moments like when Aloy in Horizon Forbidden West pries open ancient, rusted chests, or when Spider-Man rips rocks apart with his bare hands. Number 2. Sony PS5 DualSense Edge Wireless Controller. The standard PS5 controller is already a beast, but the DualSense Edge takes it up several notches. It comes with a set of alternate control sticks of varying heights, which allow you to get more precision when accuracy is important. The L2 and R2 triggers have physical switches that adjust their actuation point so you can activate the button with less pressure. On the rear, there's space for 2 additional paddles, which you can customize with any button you prefer. I find this particularly useful for playing games like Overwatch 2, where minimizing how much I have to move my fingers between buttons matters more. You can even set up custom profiles for different games. A pair of function buttons just below the control sticks are used for shortcuts to swap profiles without digging through settings. The only thing to dislike is its price tag, but you get a lot for your money. Number 3. SCUF Instinct Pro Controller. What's nice about PC gamepads is that they're usually compatible with the Xbox Series X/S. The SCUF Instinct Pro is no exception. It's a well-built controller, with a matte black finish and grippy underside. It feels premium and has several features that set it apart from competitors. The paddles on the back are my favorite. There are 4 that can be mapped to 16 different controller functions. The paddles are like hair triggers that rest right underneath your fingers, so you don't need to adjust your grip to use them. They come in handy for games like Destiny 2 and Overwatch 2 when you have to juggle class abilities. It's compatible with PC, but the Xbox silhouette doesn't feel quite as nice for PC games as it once did. Thankfully, we have another pick for PC players in this guide. Number 4. Xbox/Microsoft Elite Wireless Controller Series 2. Microsoft's Elite Wireless Series 2 controller fills a similar role to Sony's DualSense Edge. It provides a ton more customizability for the discerning gamer. It has swappable control sticks with different heights for better precision. You can also adjust the tension of the control sticks if you, like me, tend to use way more force on your sticks than necessary. The D-pad has a slick, metal dish-style cover, but you can also swap it for a more traditional 4-way D-pad cover if you prefer the old ways. On the rear, you'll find tension switches for the 2 triggers. I usually prefer a longer actuation point to prevent accidental button presses, but you can make it much shorter if you'd rather fire faster with less effort. There are also 4 slots for rear paddles, each of which can be customized to whichever button you prefer. It's also one of the few official Xbox controllers with a rechargeable battery. Microsoft still prefers using AA batteries, but for a controller this expensive, it's nice not to need a separate accessory to recharge. Number 5. Nintendo Switch Pro Controller. First-party controllers are often quite good. They're usually well-built, feel comfortable, and do everything a controller should do. Still, it's rare for a first-party controller to feel as nearly perfect as the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. This controller might top every category if you could use it as easily with the Xbox and PS5 as you can with the Switch. There are no other gamepads on the market that feel as comfortable and responsive as the Pro. It is the king of controllers. If you use your Switch in dock mode, you owe it to yourself to invest in one of these gamepads. It'll spoil all other controllers for you. Check out our Nintendo Switch accessories guide for more. Number 6. 8BitDo Ultimate Bluetooth Wireless Controller. This feature-packed controller from 8BitDo has lots to offer at a reasonable price. At first glance, it looks like an Xbox controller, but it has 5 central buttons on the front and a pair of rear paddles. It boasts a host of customization options to suit your play style. Using 8-bit DOS software, you can remap buttons, tweak the stick and trigger sensitivity, assign macros, and tune the vibration intensity. It's a compact controller with a grippy texture on the handles, satisfyingly clicky triggers, and a decent D-pad. The Bluetooth support is for Nintendo Switch, making this a solid alternative to the Switch Pro controller. But there's also a 2.4 GHz dongle in the charging dock for PC gaming. Battery life tops 20 hours, but the convenient charging dock keeps it topped up. Number 7. GameSir G7 Controller. At first glance, this looks like a standard Xbox controller, but GameSir has packed in high-end features like Hall effect analog triggers, customizable back paddles, a hair trigger mode, for rumble motors, and swappable faceplates that you can paint. You get a white spare in the box. GameSir also promises a 256 Hz polling rate and 0.004 second input latency. Cutting through the specs, this controller feels responsive, the joysticks glide smoothly, and the buttons have a satisfying mechanical click. I have minor quibbles. It's lightweight, I don't love the 4-way D-pad, and the USB-C port is weirdly deep. But the build quality is impressive for the price, and you can tweak to your heart's content in the GameSir Nexus app, Xbox and Windows.